Discuss about the role mapping, everything on that. Okay. So today I configure the role and the role mapping policy for the any particular devices, particular means printers, CCTV, IP phone, etc., etc. Yes, yes, yes. So role mapping, the role in Aruba ClearPass is a logical authentication label assigned to a user or endpoint after successful authentication policy evolution. That means particular devices, particular machines, that headlet devices or any employee machine which are going to apply the particular privilege level. Okay, that is identity. Sorry, identity based networks access decision of based on roles. So who the user, what device they use. Okay, logic. And the same the role mapping. Role mapping is the policy decision mechanism that assign specific role to a user or device based on evaluation condition and the attributes. Attributes means identity informations, device information, security posture, authentication method. Okay, so have a look about the configuration part. So today go to identity, go to configuration, go to identity. There is a two option, role and role mapping. Can you see? Okay. So my screen is visible, correct? You can able to see my screen. You can start. So go to configurations and they click on identity. There are option is a role and role mapping. Role means you can create the particular name of the assign the name of the this same example IP phone. So you can create the name of the particular device for identity purpose. Okay. This role means only identity of the devices. That means printers, computers, BUID, whatever the devices you can. There's the networks. You can enter the add the click on add and you have the name of this device. Example what CCTV. Okay, CCTV camera. This is the identity of the device. That's it. Okay. One more example. Uh, Cisco employee EMP. Okay. This is the identity of the employee. Only the identification of the particular device which I apply the roles. Okay. So in device we can create the first, specify the name of the device. Example printer. So that is the HOD printer. Okay. This identification of the printer. Okay. Only the role means only create the particular name of the device. After role has been created, they can create the role mapping policy. Go to click on roles. Okay. Click on add. Enter the name of the policy. Role mapping policy network. Any name. Or enter in a description. Copy and paste over here. Okay. By default role is others. By default role is every time define the role is others. Okay. When you create any policy for role mapping, it should be the default role is others. Not matching any poles, not matching any roles. So that user going to apply the other roles. Okay. Fine. Click on mapping role policy. Click on add. Okay. So there are condition is the I yesterday discussed about the gauge repository and endpoint repository. Some limitation of the gauge repository and endpoint repository. In the gauge repository, which I only apply the role Role means only apply the number of role ID. Saying the printer role ID is 1, IP phone role ID 3. So only, just I'll show you. 1 second. Click on. Got it. Okay. So example, how to define the roles. Okay, I'll try to. Okay. Yes, I'll do that. I'll do that. Yes, yes. Yeah, got it. Got it. Printer, on this camera. Okay, just I'm explain about this. So endpoint repository and guest repository, what is the big difference about this endpoint repository and guest repository? Which I apply the role in the role name ID is 10 of the desktop employee. Role ID is 10. Okay, this ID going to apply in the guest repository. Camera is the name of the role name is I am just name is the my CCTV camera, that name means I am going to configure in the role name is camera, CCTV role ID is 13. The limitation of the guest repository means I am going to apply the camera only the guest repository only role name. I am not categorize the guest repository to the this camera as the specific only cameras. Only the identification, the number, only the 13. Guest repository means only apply the role ID. That's it. I am not categorize these camera only for this role is assigned for the camera profiling. But endpoint repository, I am going to configure the role ID again. Categorize means the employee desktop, that desktop only used for this role ID, and the categories means endpoint only connect the that role is when that machine there, that system MAC address going to connect only the desktop, not going to connect other than the desktop, that CCTV or IP phone, anything not allowed, as this category is profiling. Yes. So profiling and guest depository, because the yesterday I discovered the guest depository, I'm going to have at least from the MAC address in the guest with the help of guest portal. But endpoint repository, I'm categorize the role about the particular device, particular endpoint, particular the CCTV. That MAC address only for CCTV. That port not allow any printers or any endpoint desktop. That reserved point for only CCTVs. That is the categories. I will show you. Endpoint repository. Okay. One second. Authorization, not authorizations. Cat equals mm, uh, yeah, printer also. Okay, printer. The category is authorize MAC address, and then we're going to check the categories printers. Assign the role name is printer only. This is the categories. Okay. One more categories. Mm, yes. CCTV maybe I'm not created over there. Just have network camera is there. Okay. Okay.